Hello fellow student and entrepreneur friends. If you are looking forward to know how to write a memo, then please watch this full video. I'll inform you in this video for how to write a professional memo with the best business practices and standards. What is a memo? Before we learn how to write a memo, let's try to understand what is memo in layman's terms. A memo or memorandum is the most common and famous form of business writing and communication, which is now widely used in most of the MNCs. Memos have evolved after the introduction of internet, and now the memos are kept short while explaining the main purpose of its writing. Why you need to write a memo. If you are a manager or an entrepreneur, then you must know how to write a memo, which is the most common form of business communication nowadays. Let me acquainted you with this topic through an example. Recently, a supplier company of soybeans has had to face issues when it was unsuccessful to send a consignment to the exact destination to his client company. The client company stopped the bank to clear the payment of the supplier company due to not receiving the consignment within deadline, and that too in proper condition. The bank also stopped the payment of the supplier company according to the general principles of shipping contracts and letter of credit. Now, the supplier company would have to face heavy losses after losing the consignment and also not paid for the same. Now, suppose that you are the manager of the company and you have to send a memo to the financial and legal departments of the company while informing them about the situation and the actions that are required to avoid heavy losses. So, you may need to write memos in such cases where the company is facing some legal, financial, or performance issues. How to write a memo. If you are willing to write a most effective memo for your company or business, then keep in mind that you must follow the business and communication ethics in your mind. Remember that the memo you are writing would be read by any person who is either from outside the company or is working inside the company in any department. Therefore, you must keep the language of the memo as simple as possible without using any difficult words and long sentences. Keep in mind that you want the other person to take necessary actions after reading this memo, so keep it short and simple to read and understand. You must use the business communication in mind while writing a memo and avoid using exclamation or words that you use while talking or communicating with your colleagues personally. Different parts of memo. There are basically 4 different parts that are used in writing a business memo as follow. 1. Memo header. The memo header is the beginning of your memo that should be written in the upper left corner of your memo. This part should include the person, company, or department's name to whom you are writing the memo, your own name or address in the from section, the main subject or purpose of writing the memo, and finally, the date of writing the memo, just like in the formal letters. 2. Purpose. This is the most crucial part of your memo, where you define the purpose of writing the memo. For instance, if you are writing this memo to the sales team to inform them about the decline in sales recently, then clearly write the purpose that this memo is regarding the recent decline in the sales of company. Then, provide some more information about the issue in a paragraph. Try to keep the purpose short and don't overwhelm the reader with lots of information. 3. Additional information. Additional information is not required if you defined the purpose properly in the purpose section of the memo. However, it happens sometimes that the issue is very complex, and then you must inform the reader about the additional information he or she requires to understand the issue in detail. This section further helps the reader to understand the issue in detail, which can save his or her time. 4. Actions requested. This is another crucial part of the memo, where you define what actions are expected from the reader. For instance, if you are writing this memo to the sales manager regarding the sales decline, then you can ask the sales manager to take necessary steps to increase the sales, either by increasing the advertising or marketing expenses. Include following points in this section. 1. Actions requested. Write here in short for what actions are expected from the reader or readers. 2. Persons assigned. Write here in short for who could be assigned to complete the tasks. 3. Deadline. Finally, inform the reader or readers about the deadline of taking necessary steps after reading the memo. Conclusion. So, this was my detailed video about how to write a memo. If you like this video, then please comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. You can also download a memo template from the link given in the description. Hello fellow student and entrepreneur friends.